Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Usagiroll podcast number 8, the second part of the trilogy, where we will be discussing subscriptions to various anime providers. And, without further ado, let's get a quick round of introductions. We have one new person here who replaced the idiot of last time. And let's take it from there. So the first guy, pretty old.
It's messed up.
Who are you calling old?
Okay, that's your introduction. Okay, let's stop with that. The guy who is thrifty, Bio.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, how come you said his name and not mine? Damn it.
We have ShawnHacaga, and
Hey,
we have Sonic with us.
did you guys know, according to a list on Mal, that Kurisu from Steingate has the best brown hair in anime?
It's not even
Shut up.
brown.
Exactly.
It's not even brown.
Those people are colorblind.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have to apologize for our rowdiness. We've been doing pre-production stuff, and it was hilarious. Just so we can get it out.
Sorry, you guys don't get to hear all that.
Right. And,
Maybe
so
they will sometime.
Blue reel?
to get started, subscription services, a little bit about that. It kind of speaks for itself. Anime is, I wouldn't say super popular, but it's picking up. And in the West, we have various companies that are investing and are providing anime to its customer base. And so this podcast will be kind of delving into that realm of subscription services. And I would like to start off with, let's just do it, the big one, Crunchyroll.
Mm-hmm.
Take it away, guys.
Well,
We're not going
Crunchyroll-
to have a repeat of last time. We're editing that out. I'm not going to pick on people now. Let's
We
just...
edit
I
this stuff?
thought you were gonna start a different way. So ready to go.
It's clear we're all familiar with Crunchyroll. After all, we
mean,
all
Yeah.
met on Crunchyroll, right?
I subscribe to
Yeah.
Crunchyroll.
We're all members of Crunchyroll.
No, that's a lie. That's a lie. We didn't all meet on Crunchyroll. You guys all met me on Crunchyroll.
Oh, so sorry for the mistake.
Oh.
All right.
I guess that's what happens when you're the AnimeKami, right?
That is true. Oh, I forgot my introduction. I'm AnimeKami. My home residence
Holy.
is Crunchyroll. And I'm just gonna pick on someone. Sean, take it away.
Well, thank you. Clearly, we weren't going to ask you because you don't even pay for Crunchyroll in the first place.
Are you insinuating on
snap.
something?
I'm insinuating you live in the darkness.
So,
It
In
doesn't
my-
see the light.
so
Oh,
my
man.
how would I want to word this? My role with subscriptions is, well, I kind of
Not.
support the anime community and the anime production via ads. I've had instances when I was working, I had 5 to 10 anime just running in the background to run the ads. And we're gonna save the dark side for a little bit later. So
That's fair.
yeah.
Someone say something about Crunchyroll.
All right, let's.
Alright, so, on to Crunchyroll.
Well, someone say something about Crunchyroll. What are you doing?
Well, first off, who actually subscribes to Crunchyroll, out of all of us?
I subscribe to
Yeah.
Crunchyroll.
I do.
Yeah, I use
Swagger
Crunchyroll.
subscribes to
I
Crunchyroll.
think most of us do.
Yes.
All right.
So the big benefits of Crunchyroll, I'd say, is they'll get usually
Simulcast?
most of the shows in a season. Yeah, for a simulcast, they'll get most or half of the shows in a season.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of going down recently with more people stepping into the game, but they also do have a big thing with the manga industry too,
Mhm.
with their subscription. Besides that, I'd say biggest thing is their site community, honestly. That doesn't even go into the subscription though.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I want to
also,
Oh, go ahead, sir.
Yeah. Crunchyroll, I believe they're one of the few ones that does not just in America but international simulcasts as well.
That's true.
Crunchyroll is
That's
available
true.
in they're available in a lot of different countries.
But the thing is, the disparity between what the North American market gets and the other countries in the world.
That's true.
That's true too, but
Yeah.
they do also have simulcasts for shows that aren't available in America because they're shows that are being simulcast other places as well.
Yeah.
So it goes both ways.
Yep.
Funimation will also be branching out to the UK soon.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, let's see. Crunchyroll. The price for Crunchyroll it's pretty normal,
Yeah,
I
it's
guess,
not-
for a subscription service.
Well, here's some information about Crunchyroll membership. So, premium membership is $6.95 USD a month, and what this entails you is access to all anime and drama. No one cares about drama, like
And manga, don't forget
I don't
that.
know why it's there. Access to all manga, the simulpub that Crunchyroll has. You don't get any ads. It's streamable on all devices. You get the quote high definition 1080p and 720p. Well, customer support, you get a little bit better customer support.
Yeah.
Premium email support, priority response guarantees, and a discount in the Crunchyroll store. Now, for me, $6.95. That's all about anime and manga. While its manga selection isn't the biggest, it's one of the few that actually has manga.
Yeah.
That
It's
can be
limited.
obtained legally.
To mostly Kodansha titles.
Right. And some of these extra benefits do not really aid in me who would pay for a subscription. Like, I'm not going to spend hundreds of dollars on the Crunchyroll store every single month. Like, so the discount part doesn't really apply to me. And while these are all perks, the main thing is anime and the manga that Crunchyroll has.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I mean,
And
I just-
speaking of anime, Crunchyroll anime, do you guys think it has a really good selection?
I'd say it has a pretty good one, honestly. It's getting bigger too. They're picking up a lot of older titles recently. They even grabbed some unlicensed some things that have been unlicensed for a while, like Symphogear.
That's good.
but I was excited about that one.
Yeah.
I was very excited about that.
Aiden was excited about it too.
But who cares about Aiden?
No one cares about Aiden. Why do you think I didn't even announce your name? Heyo.
Fuck you guys.
Hey, there are children here.
Oh, there are children who listens to this podcast. I
Well,
think.
Fuck them.
Whoa.
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 It's okay.
Okay.
We told off Pony
Not
Canyon
in that
the last
sense.
one.
Not in that sense.
Aiden, please.
So actually, let's.
Let's talk about the Canada thing first.
Oh,
With
poor
Crunchyroll.
Canada.
Poor Canada. Poor Canada.
Sonic, why don't you explain it, since you probably have the best knowledge of it.
You talking about their test run with
Yeah.
Canada? It was a few weeks ago, I think. They announced they would be dropping the back catalog after, I think it's 13 weeks. I'm not entirely sure, but so many weeks after it first airs in the simulcast, if you are a free member. If you are a premium member, nothing changes. So you're okay if you're a premium member. But if you're a free member, you have to watch the stuff as it comes out up to 13 or so weeks. And then you're locked out.
So basically,
Now-
if you want to watch a show in that season, you have to watch it during that season. It'll be gone after it.
So it won't be like in the catalog.
Yeah,
after?
pretty much.
It will not.
Oh, okay.
That's for free members.
Are they?
And they,
Oh, but if you upgrade
Are
to
they
like
paying the same
premium, would
exchange
you
rate?
be able
Everything's
to
going to be there if
read
you're
those benefits?
premium.
yeah, you'd be fine if you're premium. You'll still get everything if you're premium. So the reasoning they said behind it was the fluctuation with the Canadian dollar being so volatile recently, and they were saying that they're trying to keep premium members at the same price while leveraging that with the free member base. But given that it's only being test run in Canada and not in other markets, it seems like this is mainly for them to just do a kind of market research on how they can go about possibly changing things across all the markets in the future.
Mm.
Now here's the thing, like, is this going to be bad for business for Crunchyroll, especially in the international market? Like, for example, I hear people from like the UK and Europe saying like this may be like a precedent for things to come. Like they already like don't match up to our catalog here in North America,
Yeah.
and they're worried that if it can happen to Canada, it can happen to them too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, to be honest, I think if you're not in the United States, you're already getting the shorter end of the stick. And to be honest, I don't think Crunchyroll is a great competitor overseas. I really don't. Simply because I think they're very myopic in their thinking. Because if you're a company that truly puts customers first, I wouldn't mind taking a small blow to your net revenue and branching out to other licenses and obtaining overseas licenses just so you can help your customer base. Because what's a company without its customers?
Nothing.
So
Yeah,
it's
Nothing at all.
it's very hard.
Yeah.
It's very hard, and I truly do not believe Crunchyroll can sustain in the United States with just the U.S. market, because believe it or not, Funimation has much more money than Crunchyroll, and even though Crunchyroll kind of came into the simulcast business later, Funimation still has the bankroll to outpace Crunchyroll, and it's pretty evident now because I believe it's around 50-50 for each season between the two companies.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
As Funimation does a lot more than Crunchyroll, though. Crunchyroll is pretty much exclusively just online streaming.
That's
Mhm.
true. But they're also starting to get like their hands in the Japanese market as well. Like now, like during the season, you'll see like Crunchyroll in the credits for some of the shows.
Yeah, I was about to mention that.
Yeah.
Like even like
Uh,
the mascots. been
Funimation did
making-
that too.
No, you can go. I was just gonna say that the mascot, or like Crunchy Hime, like made a cameo in Komori-san. So I don't
she's
know
been,
if that's like
4 or 5 cameos now.
yeah, it's been expanding. Like I've seen their logo like in like Komori-san and Magical Samaritan, but they're mostly like shorts. I haven't seen them in like
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you gotta start somewhere, right?
yeah.
the difference
Yeah.
between
Yeah.
Funimation and Crunchyroll's presence in Japan right now, I'd say, is the scale of the overall show and just how they're working with what size of a company.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
Doesn't
wasn't
Right.
it Dimension W
yeah.
that Funimation partnered up? So they're part of the production committee for the show.
Yep, it's gonna air on Toonami next week.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah.
And in Crunchyroll's case, it's been mostly the partnerships have been like really small companies and really
Yeah.
short series.
Mhm.
Except that one time they got 5 centimeters per second, like their only DVD Blu-ray release.
No, they had another one. I can't remember the name. It was it was a movie. Crap.
The way that
Oh,
happened,
the
I
one that
think-
just came out.
Gorokawa?
No, it was a while back. I think the movie
Guardian
was like
of
2009.
No.
Anyways, that's beyond the scope of this
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah, that's kind of the next thing.
Well,
Part
see,
3.
the way that they even got the home distribution license for any of those was due to the fact that the company licensing it in Japan mandated whoever took the license had to take the full license, including the home video distribution. And that also happened with Free. One of the seasons with Free, I think it was the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they had the home video rights and not Funimation, who licensed season 2.
Hmm.
I'd like them to do that with Symphogear, since that one hasn't been officially picked up by anyone.
Well, wasn't the first one picked up by like Funimation like the first time around?
Yeah, but that's been expired for years.
And they never really did anything
Yeah,
with it.
that's fair.
No, I don't
Actually,
think so. I don't, no, they didn't release it.
Speaking of expirations, I believe Funimation just dropped 2 huge titles from their catalog. Someone want to remind me what they are?
Oh, Baccano and Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh,
Right.
yes.
Oh, they lost their license.
So,
or it expired.
regardless of area or country from you're in, Baccano and Fullmetal Alchemist is widely enjoyed worldwide.
Yeah.
And Funimation to be, I wouldn't say losing the license. In a sense, it is losing the license, but for the licenses to be free and up for grabs, I wonder what that says about the company and where it's headed on in the future.
I should specify
Was
that's
it-
Yeah.
Brotherhood and not the original one, because they still have the original one right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I see.
And to answer what you were saying about the future, I would say this is more to do with the fact that the Aniplex of Japan titles that they had picked up are now defaulting back to them, and when they go to renegotiate, Aniplex of Japan has already decided in most cases that they're going to give the right to Aniplex of America to take the title when the license is up for renewal. So
Aniplex going around.
unfortunately, Funimation really can't do anything about it because their hands are tied in the negotiations.
So what you're basically
Aniplex
saying
just
is
going in and
everyone
kick-
buy the DVDs now,
Jesus,
or it's too late.
It's already too late for one of them, isn't it?
I'm sure you can find it cheap on other
It's-
places.
Sure.
It's too late for Brotherhood. It's too late for Bacano.
Yeah, they're already gone.
It's too late for
Sad
Darker
face.
Than Black.
Oh yeah.
Well, here's a question. Now that they're losing, so the scenario is, Aniplex is withdrawing the license and it's going to license the Aniplex of America. Do you think if certain Japanese companies who keeps holding these licenses can affect the pricing on Funimation or Crunchyroll or Viz, Hulu, Netflix?
I could definitely see that. I'm not sure if it would manifest in streaming increase or home video increase, but I could see if they're going after the titles more aggressively by perhaps overbidding on them to begin with, then I could see price increases coming that way. But it would also be pretty foolhardy to do that in the long term at least.
Right.
I see.
I mean, they can always keep grandfather accounts.
Yeah.
That's always one of those perks. Like, I have a grandfather account. It's special.
They actually
Be a
did.
special stuff, like-
Funimation actually did raise the price of their yearly subscriptions by 4 cents.
Mm.
How much did it be?
It was $39.95 for the sub pass, and I think it was $59.95 for the all access member. And they raised that up to 99 for each of them. So 4 more cents. I mean, it's not a big deal. And they did say if you were under the 95 currently, you would be grandfathered in for that same price when you're up for renewal.
Yay, 4 cents.
Man,
Hey,
So,
the
4 cents
struggle,
can go a
man.
long way.
man,
so how many people here actually have Funimation accounts too? Since we've been doing that.
I have one.
I don't.
Okay, I also do.
I have one as well.
I pseudo have one.
I
Okay.
do not.
I don't have one either.
Do you guys have the all access or sub? I have all
I
access.
I have all access because it's what I already had.
I did have all access until a couple months ago, but then I resubscribed with SubPass, and actually when I went to do that, it was showing me the 30-day free trial, and I didn't realize this at the time, but apparently if you were a previous subscriber, you were not eligible for it, but the prompts in their system still allowed me to do it. And
Yeah, loopholes.
after I went through the prompts and stuff, it ended up automatically charging me for the 1 month of SubPass it was like $4.95. And so I contacted customer support about it and let them know what happened. And then they said, as a courtesy, we'll give you the 30-day free trial even though you're not eligible. And then we'll also change it to the 1 year for the $39.99 because you wanted that instead of the month to month.
Yeah. So what do you guys think is the better deal then? I mean, do you want all the dubs and extra things with the all access, or do you think that the sub only pass is actually a really good deal for just anyone, honestly?
Well, in my professional opinion, I'm not sure if anyone noticed this. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to make an analogy about cable television. You are paying a premium for cable television just for the 100 or so channels. However, not many general people know that there are middlemen that actually take cable services from major companies and actually sell it to you at a lower price. And for me, now that there's so many subscriptions that you can offer, not because they want to be competitive, it's just that there are bits and pieces of anime that are scattered all about. And for me to subscribe to each and every single service just to watch all the anime of that season is absurd. I don't think
Definitely.
anyone should, and no one should do that. It'll cost you $100 a month just to watch anime. Maybe someone might do that.
No, that's ridiculous. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so what I like to see in the future is, middlemen that come up that have their own little company that, deals with Crunchyroll. So they don't actually deal with the main licenses. Deal with Crunchyroll, Funimation, Hulu, Netflix, all these, and just branch it all together so that you can just pay a one-time monthly fee of X amount of dollars and enjoy your anime that way.
Wouldn't that kill those other
Hulu's
companies?
already
though?
sort of that
Well,
because the
in a sense,
companies
because
already
the
put up
middleman
their
pays
content.
the middleman pays the big companies, right? You're just getting whatever discount you can get.
I guess.
And if you can scrounge $5, $10, hey, that's $5, $10. That's a lunch, a coffee. So that to me is something I like to see in place in the future, like more readily.
It's a good idea.
I was just saying, Hulu is pretty much what you were just saying in that the various companies that license the titles, like Sentai or Funimation, are actually putting up their shows on Hulu and partnering with Hulu. So
Is it in its infancy?
Hulu is acting as the middleman for them in that way.
Yeah.
So they
But
have
it
they
is-
still have their own services,
Mhm.
but then they have Hulu to get more exposure, I imagine, as well.
Right.
I also have Hulu Plus. Man, I paid too much for anime.
Yeah, you do.
Hey,
But
you
do
know what
you
should
use
do?
it
You should-
just for anime or other things too?
I mean, I watch it for other things, like catching up on my old shows. But, anime is there, so I watch it.
So you gotta catch one
Hey,
to
maybe you
kill.
should join me on the dark side.
I also use the dark side AK.
Oh, do you? Oh. Actually, now that we've mentioned the dark side, I guess I'll just tell everyone. I use the dark side a lot. For those of you who don't know what the dark side is, the first rule of the dark side is you don't talk about the dark side. So let's just skip it right now.
Moving on.
Moving on.
But for me to elaborate, the dark side is, you go to the torrents, the direct downloads. Now, you may think poorly of me for doing this. However, there are other necessities that I will not delve into that I wouldn't say require me to do it, but again, the subscription services and their perks are not to the standard that I would invest money just to simply watch anime.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the dark side still has some qualities that beat these professional companies. Quote professional. Fan subbing is a very lost art now, in my opinion. And Crunchyroll, as the example, they say they use professional subtitlers, translators. However, I think most everyone in here would agree that there are very amateur mistakes that can be seen.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And you can do this with a team, and I don't think Crunchyroll has a team that just does the anime, and I think that's the department they're lacking. And I really wish they spend all this money that they're making from these subscriptions to, reinvest into training a professional team to work on X anime in the particular season. That's what I would like.
They have enough money to make a mascot for the error page, but not enough to fix their video player. All these
Oh, hey yo!
Or their website.
Right.
Yeah, or the stupid website. Oh God.
Yeah, their player is not very good.
Yeah.
Please fix your player,
mobile app
Crunchyroll.
is-
I love you, but come on.
Another thing,
Yeah.
Funimation's mobile app is way better and is getting way better than Crunchyroll's, I would say, actually.
Actually, speaking about that, like, didn't they introduce or are introducing like their new app called like
Yep.
Funimation Go?
Yeah.
They're going to have a new app and a new website, and it's supposed to be all universal and linked together. So it
Soon.
should be pretty nice once it's up in, I believe, a couple more months.
Actually, I want to be very clear. I'm anti-cloud. I'm a very anti-cloud guy. If
Okay.
all your information is in one basket, that's a disaster right there.
It is-
So we've been spending a lot of time with Funimation and Crunchyroll. I like to kind of delve into the smaller ones, or
Sure.
not smaller ones, the less known ones.
Mhm.
Daisuke, I wouldn't say is smaller or less known.
Like
However,
the Anime Network.
it's still in its infancy and it's growing. Is how I would describe it.
Mm.
And so I'm not too familiar with these companies, startup companies. So I'll let one of you guys or all of you guys kind of introduce a company of your choice, I guess.
I'll do, so Daisuke. Basically, Daisuke's been getting bigger. Before it was a lot of free services, and they had a very select catalog. But recently they're becoming a subscription service, and they're taking on things exactly like Funimation and Crunchyroll. The thing is, Daisuke, in the last couple seasons, has been grabbing those premier big titles. For instance, I believe One Punch Man was actually one of them. And they're... Oh, and God Eater also. They've been grabbing some of those big name titles. I don't know too much about their subscription plan, but look out for them in the future. They're going to be taking a good share of the market also.
Mhm.
Don't forget they got locked down on the Gundam series.
Yeah.
Orphans.
Let's not get into orphans, please.
Why not, Bio? I thought you enjoyed Blood Iron Orphans.
I just don't even care about any of the characters.
You don't like Cordelia Einborn Stein?
What about,
No.
not even Biscuit?
I said this before. This is the biggest compliment I'll probably give it. If there was a character that I didn't want to die as much as the others, I guess it would be Biscuit.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will not have Biopower back on our podcast from now on and the remainder.
Oh, the poor
And so
thing.
moving on, I believe the Anime Network is up next.
Yeah.
Ah.
That would be me. So basically, the Anime Network is Sentai Filmworks and Made in Japan's catalog of titles that they have, and it's kind of delayed relative to Crunchyroll because a lot of their stuff they also allow Crunchyroll to have as it's simulcasting, and they usually wait somewhat to get the home video stuff or a dub in place before they post things, but they will put subs up after a few weeks. So, but the Anime Network is basically $6.95 a month. You get all of their catalog, ad-free English dub and subtitles, HD, and it works on your streaming devices or on your computer just like the other ones do. But the major drawback is the fact that you are waiting, and it's not simulcast content. So you're waiting so many weeks before you're getting the shows up on there.
They used to simulcast. I mean, rarely, but they used to. Like, what was the last one? Was Tamako
Yeah, there
Market, I
was-
think.
Yeah, there was one point in time where they used to have one or two shows a season as the simulcast on there, but then they just stopped doing that for whatever reason.
I think that really hurt them.
Mhm.
Well,
And in
yeah,
the
I mean,
meantime, Crunchyroll and Daisuke and Funimation have pretty much picked up the slack. And even Hulu, I think Hulu had, what was it, Chivalry of a Failed Knight as an exclusive. And that was from Funimation. Or not Funimation, that was from Sentai on Hulu. So it seems like they're switching somewhat to Hulu and Crunchyroll for their simulcasts and focusing the Anime Network strictly on catalog and all their home video stuff.
right,
Mhm.
right. I know we kind of touched bases on Hulu a little bit, but I think we can, elaborate a little bit more about it. Right.
I think I can elaborate on it a bit.
Yeah.
Oh, well, take it away, guys.
So, something I mentioned, like, Hulu has, like, anime from a whole bunch of different companies. So it is kind of like the middleman you were talking about earlier. And the cool thing is, since I have Hulu Plus, and I realized this, is that they also have Funimation's catalog on there. The subs, at least. Except they get the new episodes one day later. So let's say today, Look and Logic came out. So if you had a Funimation membership, you could watch it today. But if you had a Hulu Plus one, you could watch it tomorrow. And I don't think people realize like how good Hulu is these days, because it actually has a lot of anime you can watch weekly. Besides the Funimation ones, I think they have exclusives on Girls from Beyond the Wasteland, Nor 9.
Undefeated Bahamut Chronicle.
Yes, Undefeated Ball.
There we go.
That's the one.
Hey.
You're not making a very strong case for Hulu right now.
They have a whole bunch
They,
of backlog from
Chivalry of
other
the Failed
studios.
Knight last season as an exclusive.
And they also
I
had
like
One Punch Man along with Daisuke.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was a Viz title, by the way.
But
Viz.
has Hulu always been simulcasting, or did they just start like last season,
No, I think it's
Or-
been like a
They've been doing
while.
it for a while.
like simulcasting, or just picking up titles for the catalog?
I remember watching Railgun S, and it was a simulcast.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, because
Yeah, just to go off tangent real fast, and then we can get back to the subscriptions. There's a two-part question. Simulcast. What is a simulcast to you? Like how late does it be until it's not a quote simulcast? And how long are you guys willing to wait to watch an anime that is subtitled, since its air date in Japan?
I'm really impatient person, so I don't want to wait a week that the free members usually have to do. Hence, probably my subscription services. Simulcast would just be anything that airs in that season as it airs in Japan.
So, well, the current simulcast idea is it's 1 hour.
Uh-huh.
Like, would you wait 5 hours?
I'd wait a day.
Oh,
I would a day for
Yeah,
like,
I'd wait up
Yeah,
to like a
absolutely.
day. Like if it's out.
like when here watches the Gashikashi, I actually wait for it to air on Friday on Funimation instead of watching it on Thursday.
yeah, I do
yeah,
that.
it does
Yeah.
get fan sub.
Have no problem with it.
Okay. Well, back to the subscription stuff. I believe Neon Alley. Pew pew pew. I have no idea why I just did that. No idea.
What?
I don't even know what Neon Alley is.
You know when Young Valley
I
is
hope you
now?
made some kind of
Hulu.
hand gesture while doing it.
All right. Actually, Biopower, are you fucking Nostradamus?
I might be.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, none of these guys are coming back for the podcast ever.
They've all been
just
laid
gone.
off. It's an all AKs.
He needs to get the laser cat.
This is it's the AnimeKami show.
You get
So, AK, you were
Hey,
saying
I-
about Neon Alley?
it.
Oh, I was saying about Neon Alley. You know,
Pew pew.
yep. So pew, pew, pew. Actually, I actually wanted to do a one-man fan sub called AK Subs. I had everything picked out already. So whatever that means and whatever that is, but I am not qualified to talk about Neon Alley. I'm a neophyte in this area, but I will let Aiden do it because he is very senior to me in this area.
You know I'm not that much older than you guys, right?
You do know senior has different meanings, right? Or do you want me to call you senpai?
Dude, I consider 11 years quite a bit older.
Hey, earlier you said you felt like an old man because you're doing your taxes. Give me a break. Anyway, on to Neon Alley. So Neon Alley is it's pretty much Viz Media's sorta. I don't really think it's a subscription service anymore. I know it used to be. They sorta used to have like streaming cable channel idea going on with Neon Alley. Like when they first launched it, they would have shows lined up in time slots, yet this was all done streaming. You couldn't do anything on demand.
They had their own cool commercials though.
They did, and they did not show only anime. They showed like kung fu movies and stuff too, which was kind of weird. But since then, like I haven't really kept up with like the app that they used to have on like PlayStation 3, 4, or Xbox, whatever. But if you like go to their website now, they do have like they have like a back catalog of a lot of their shows, like the Naruto and Bleach stuff, stuff that you can watch streaming. I don't, like I said before, I'm not sure if it's still considered a streaming service, sort of along the lines of the Crunchyroll or Funimation, since they do offer a lot of their catalog to sites like Crunchyroll as well, like Naruto, for example.
Basically, they use Hulu as their
Yeah,
player. So like whatever they got is on Hulu,
Mm.
Hulu.
and then they might have a couple shared with Crunchyroll.
It's just more like a channel, so that's the benefit, I guess.
They-
of
I-
Hulu.
I think they still have a schedule where they like upload dubbed episodes, and even have viewing parties every once in a while. Because I remember seeing an email where they were doing viewing parties for like Sailor Moon, Crystal, and the news and Sailor Moon's HD release on Blu-ray from the original series.
Wonder how many people actually use that still.
I wonder how many people used it originally.
Well, we can't forget about one huge company that kind of drive Blockbuster out of the into bankruptcy, basically. If you
Netflix.
for our international audiences, if we have any, we love you. Peace from America. No pew pew pew. Yeah, Netflix. Netflix is a huge video on demand streaming service in the United States, and someone can back me up here. I think they're across the world now a little bit.
They
Yeah, they
recently
did
started in
expand.
Japan.
Right. And Netflix has the resources. It simply does, and it's in its infancy with anime streaming as well. While they're not doing any sort of simulcasting, to my knowledge, they do have a catalog of older anime. I believe Fairy Tail is on Netflix.
Yes.
Pretty
have
much.
a good amount.
I think Seven Deadly Sins is on there.
Funimation. They have some of Funimation, some from Sentai, some from Aniplex.
Right.
I think Pony Canyon put up something
And-
Yeah,
recently.
Pony Canyon, whatever.
Oh, right. What was that phrase? Fuck the Pony Canyon?
Fuck Pony Canyon.
Yeah.
Good enough.
Damn Pony Canyon.
Damn Pony
So-
Canyon.
For me, Netflix is kind of like the middleman that I'm talking about. Their subscription service is very affordable, $7.95, I believe, a month.
It
Yeah.
varies on whatever your plan is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and I certainly would not mind paying upwards to $10, $15 a month if I could have Netflix do all the middle ground work and just kind of bring in all these anime together.
Mm.
If they can tap into the simulcast industry as well, section of the industry, I think they're golden. They would have my subscription ASAP.
The thing that
And
They're
Netflix
doing
actually does
delay
license
casts.
some anime, like Knights of Sidonia and the Seven Deadly Sins. But the thing is, like, they don't like release it when it's simulcasting. They wait until the season's over, and then they release all of it together, the sub and the dubbed, which I think is pretty neat
Yeah.
in its own right.
Mm-hmm.
they're also doing Ajin this season.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is with me, anime, you watch it weekly.
Mhm.
You watch it weekly, and it kind of fills the time in between. It's kind of like a hobby. And I think users are very afraid to have an abrupt change in their viewing schedule. Like, if they move from Crunchyroll's weekly airing of an anime into Netflix services where you have to wait a certain amount of period to watch an anime, I think they're afraid of that. But it's just something you have to get used to.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
Anime is there.
And people just want to be up to
Anime is
date,
there
you
for you to
know.
watch, right? So there's always more anime you can watch, and there's always new and different anime you can watch. Old, 90s anime, 80s anime, 70s anime, maybe not the 60s. So, for me, subscription services is something that anime and manga needs. However, it can still be worked out and streamlined much better, and that's my honest opinion. I think the fine gentlemen here would agree with that.
If I may,
Mhm.
I would say the dark side has an unfair advantage in this game in that since they don't have to actually license anything or spend money on any of the content, they just take it. They have the ability to do whatever the heck they want with it within the time frame they want versus the companies actually licensing it for streaming. They have to, play by the rules. They got to wait for the distribution of the materials. They got to hire the subtitlers and the dubbers, and there's a whole bunch of hoops they got to go through to get the stuff out.
There's
The
Yeah.
the dark side also has disadvantages too.
Yeah.
Usually, to get a full episode translated and edited, it'll take sometimes. Well, unless they're doing a quick and dirty version, it'll take a day, or some subbers, if they want to be real assholes, they'll wait a week. or more.
Sipagir. God damn it, Sipagir.
Sipagir.
I'm still
Actually,
waiting
for-
on things from months ago from the dark side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
How about that Vivid?
Yeah.
you know, like
Vivid.
during my time as a fan subber, this is something I can say and only me, because none of these jerks have ever fan subbed,
And none of us
WAK.
broke the law.
right? It's surprising that every single group that I've known or worked in, all the project leads are girls.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah, they're all girls, and some of them are pretty bitchy. Some of them troll you a lot, and then there are some
A
that
lot.
and then some are really good.
They're also
Now-
weird.
Sounds like I gotta get in on this.
Actually, I think
Oh,
some of
man.
them did get called us in there. But fan subbing has always been a community thing. I'm still part of a community where it hosts its servers, and it's from donations from people who use the dark side to keep their servers up. And they have a policy where if it's licensed by some major company like Funimation or Crunchyroll, they just take it off. It's as simple as that. They just blacklist it.
Yeah.
And for me, anime has always been about community and just sharing a culture that's from Japan, just sharing the Japanese culture. And you can't separate the business aspect of it, because people, you do need money to eat and to live. And that's where these subscription services come in. However, I do not hesitate to say that these subscription services can take a page out of the fan subbers, the dark side, and get to know their community better. Ask for better feedback. Just work with the community to ask, hey, what can we do to make our service better for you? Because you know what? As much as anyone wants to denounce it, the dark side was kind of here before most of these subscription services.
Yeah.
Along those lines,
I'll be
Crun-
here afterwards. too.
Crunchyroll started off as a dark side site. and
Oh,
built
by the
up
way,
community.
Crunchyroll. I actually subbed an anime for Crunchyroll, just so it be known right now. It was Bleach, by the way. Some Bleach episode.
Oh,
Nice.
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 Yeah, I got 500 Crunchyroll points for that.
Oh man, getting paid the big bucks.
Damn.
Oh yeah.
Where the points
But yeah, they built up the community from Dark Side Origins, and it's kind of grown organically from there as they became legal. So
Right.
That's cool.
one thing. That's the one thing I think that differentiates Crunchyroll from most of the other services is the community that they have.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're about to wrap up, and so I will pose one final question to all the gentlemen here before we kind of break, and that is, what's one suggestion you can give to any subscription service to improve their quality of service? Do we need to pick people now? Don't be bad.
Crunchyroll, fix your video player. Thank you.
Yes.
I agree on that one.
That's probably the one thing we can all agree on.
HTML5.
Use a video player.
please.
Use a video player that works. Have a site that works.
I want to say to all the smaller sites, I mean, you need to get a bigger piece of the pie, basically, to be relevant in this right now. Because if you only have 1 or 2 shows a season or something like that, people are going to go dark side for your shows because they're going to have the bigger subscription services instead.
I would say you need to have a site that people want to go to. You need to have apps that work well, that people like. You need to have a player that people like, that works well. You need to have a good customer service, and you need to have a friendly attitude with the customer base and not be arguing with customers over stupid things on the forums.
Oh. Yeah.
I'd say like for the smaller sites, I would say to like probably promote more of their anime stuff rather than their American stuff. Like for Netflix, probably put their the anime shows in front, or like suggest it so like people could get like interest into it and then probably get into it.
Yeah, they don't do a lot of advertising.
Yeah,
with,
should be like more
with their
advertising.
anime.
Is what I'm trying to
with
say.
their anime.
All right. That's for me. As I said before, it's always been about community, sharing a culture with the rest of the world. That's always been number one, and it should always remain number one. And my final piece of advice, actually my only piece of advice for these subscription services is, enjoy the anime. Enjoy it not for the money, but enjoy it with the community, the people who support you. Right. That is the fundamental thing. And it might sound like a business concept, but the business concept here is using anime as the bridging stone. And I do not think a lot of business practices have such a strong and niche population that is anime. Because, there are factions between anime fans. I hate this anime, your waifu sucks. Oh, by the way, future podcast, your waifu sucks.
We will have waifu wars eventually.
Yes.
Eventually, yeah.
This year.
But at the end of the day, every single anime fan will absolutely band together and say, hey, we just want to watch anime. And we will pay for it at a reasonable price. And if you can give it to us, the green dollar is yours.
What do you think
And,
about the Chernin Group investment in Crunchyroll, and similarly the NBC Universal deal with Funimation? Do you think?
NBC. All right, that has been Usagi Podcast episode 8 about subscription services. We're not gonna do a little ending thing because, well, you know what? I feel like I should be in power.
What? Whoa, whoa,
And
whoa,
so-
whoa, whoa.
Cute outro.
Hey, AK,
Sean,
AK,
Sean, John.
vagina.
Wait.
Oh God.
Sean,
Yes. What is it?
Sean.
Bio.
Speaking of dark side shows, how about that new Precure?
How about that
It's
new
just got some
Precure?
fantastic animation, doesn't it?
Oh man, Bio, I gotta tell you, Toei Animation is a top tier animation company. They always bring their A game for Precure.
That is bullshit. That's bullshit, and you know it.
You know what? It's also bullshit.
That is.
I'm trying to end this right now, and do you know what? Studio Dean is actually pretty good.
Yeah, they are pretty good this year.
It is.
Konosuba is amazing.
Dude, Konosuba and Rakugo this season, they're
amazing.
knocking it out of the park.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have been your host, AnimeKami, and joining me with here is AidenRaine, Biopower, ShawnHacaga, Sonic, 720, and SwaggerCandy.
Hi guys.
And until next time, you can find us on SoundCloud.com/Usagiroll, Twitter @UsagirollPod, and YouTube Usagiroll. Till next time.
And giant 3-foot vaginas with teeth.
Oh,
That's post-production.
What
That's
is
not
that?
going to be in.
Cut
To
that
quote
out.
AK, vaginas are scary.
God.
Vaginas are scary.
Oh my God. All right.
That's crazy.
Cut.
Cut. No more. End recording.
Stop.
Loki, keep recording, Loki.
All right, I'll stop.
Wow.